The Santa Clara and San Juan pueblos surround the town on 3 sides. When laboratory tests on the city's water wells showed dangerous levels of PCE, the city called on the state for help.
We found PCE in the groundwater around here, and we've traced it back to this dry cleaner. At the source, it's at very high concentrations. The drinking water standard is 5 parts per billion. At the source, we found it in levels up to 100,000 parts per billion. It doesn't take very much contamination to pollute an aquifer.
Dry cleaning solvents leaked from this sump, and it acted like a shallow disposal system. Española obtains its drinking water from 2 sand and gravel aquifers, separated by clay barriers. PCE percolated through the area surrounding the sump into one aquifer, then entered the second aquifer through breaks in the clay barriers. PCE continues to spread over a wide area in the top aquifer and has moved within a mile of the Rio Grande. The state has recently declared the area a Superfund site and is working with the EPA to address the problem. The town identified 24 potential users of toxic chemicals within 1,000 feet of the affected wells.
It really is significant that a small facility like this has created such a giant groundwater contamination problem. The cost can run into the millions of dollars, which, you know, mom and pop owned operations like this certainly can't afford that kind of cleanup.
We had to close 2 of our wells due to contamination. At today's costs, those wells would cost us close to $500,000 to replace. We had to find alternate sources of water.
The cost of new wells and groundwater cleanup threaten the city's ability to grow economically.
The city cannot solve this problem by itself. It's really hard to tell where we failed, but perhaps the city could have enforced their ordinances much better than what we did in the past. I think we need to have more control over the growth in the area and have control over what types of businesses are established around our wellhead protection areas.
The wellhead protection program is beginning to work.
The purpose of this sign is to help educate the public on what wellhead protection actually is.
EPA, state and local governments are working to find a way to keep PCE and TCE from reaching the Rio Grande, upon which the pueblos depend.
We've become so used to this way of life and the pristine nature of the river. It's very concerning that that could all change with chemical contamination.
One of the major lessons that the city of Española learned, that it's cheaper to spend a few $1,000s to prevent contamination, to do a study, versus a few $1 million to have to clean up.